Wow, hello and welcome to another entertaining, refreshing week. And this is the first edition for the week of the biggest thing to happen to Breakfast TV in quite a while.
Yeah, that excitement was for those of you who are not so excited about Monday mornings. You know how it is.
But we're excited every single day.
And we're about to deliver something we are sure that you will love on this Monday morning on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titi Lara Oyinson. We're going to be here till 9 a.m. And of course, you can carry us along with you, or we can carry you along with us. Just make sure you stay online with us. We have quite a few platforms.
Oh yeah,
you can reach out to us.
You can catch us up on TVC, tvcontinental.tv, and you can chase us up on Facebook as well at TVC Connect. And if you want to participate in the show, use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria.
Very important. Very important. In fact, that is like one of the most important things to do online now.
Yeah.
Hashtags are the
Wake Up
thing.
Nigeria, yeah.
Wake Up Nigeria.
Everything you want to say online right now, you have to use a hashtag. That's how it works.
And of course, we have a tradition here on Wake Up Nigeria. Chefs are a big part of our show. And, well, hey, one of the best chefs in Nigeria is in the studio.
That's right.
Pretending to be busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
Please tell them. So
I'm busy.
busy, you know.
No
time for small talks, you know.
Yeah.
Hello, good
Good
morning.
morning.
Hi, Mary. Mary's
Hi.
looking very okay. Well,
Yes,
Mary and Titi, like, there's just something about your dresses this
huge
morning.
coincidence.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
The dressing is
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you.
Like,
You guys look like you're going somewhere after the show.
Yes, it's Monday morning. We can't shout.
All right, so straight to this morning's highlights. It's the first business day of the week, and that's why we have Sharif Badamosi joining us to talk about that time in your business when making profit does not mean that your business is doing well. Wow.
Very deep, very deep. And then, of course, we have Stephen Omojuigwe, Stephen with a PH, joining us to talk about brain hack. Imagine that, a brain hack for habit change. Have you ever thought of hacking your brain?
And of course, you know how we like to dilute the seriousness when it comes to Monday morning with in our own little way. And Mike has a couple of funny videos that he's going to be showing us on the show later on.
So, Production, if you were asked to swim from Lagos State to Benue State just to become the president of Nigeria, would you do it?
It's people like this that affect the signal of rapture.
No, go!
And then we have the one and only Blackface joining us. He's going to give us a taste of great music and, of course, have a chat.
Wow, Blackface. 20 years later, he's still doing it and you know, coming up with new sounds.
You just
That's
say
really
20 years later.
nice. Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I like that.
How's your weekend?
It's like 20 years, right? Like 2 decades of solid music coming out from
There's so many questions we need to ask.
Yeah.
Ask Blackface.
There are actually quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
I don't want to shake that table.
What?
Why not keep it still?
The table only don't shake now. And every time you shake tables anyhow. Talking of tables, by the way, did you guys see that table?
That table?
$100 billion.
It's now
That table? That table
Over
was
$100 billion. Just
a
one
lot
table.
of important people sat at that table.
Oh, yeah.
That
Okay, no.
wedding
Table of
was
so the table.
the wedding of like...
Aspiration.
Yeah, but you know the table we're talking about.
I know what you're talking
You know the table. So the table had
Hashtag that
Bill
table.
Gates, had Dangote. In fact, Femi Otedola was standing.
Yeah, it was standing. There was no space at the table.
Didn't you see me there?
He was standing. Yeah,
I was the guy.
Yomi
I was the guy.
Yomi
I was the
was
guy
the
in the
other
corner.
side.
yeah.
Yeah.
By-
I thought you were the
Taking the
best man.
photographs.
You know,
Oh,
you know
man.
the interesting thing about it. A lot of things were said, but it was always like, no, everybody's just saying Dangote's daughter's husband. Nobody knows his name.
Come
But
on,
it was,
Mike.
you know, I think in spite of all the, Bill Gates came to Nigeria and he was shaking tables. So in fact, after all the shaking of tables, it was nice to see him relax
Yeah,
in such an
yeah.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the vice president there, you had the president's wife. It was quite regal.
Yeah.
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 And, well, hey, as weddings go, let's just say, you know, they did it in Nigeria and they did it
That
to
is
a
another
certain,
thing.
a
They
certain
said,
standard.
in fact, they said the
could-
tables.
For someone
The
that
money
has,
remain here. That was something to
for
talk
someone
about.
that can fly everybody out, literally
Yeah.
fly everybody out and host
True.
every single person
Yeah.
True.
and not really feel the pinch.
Yeah.
You chose to
so
do
We
it
chose
right
to
here.
do it here
So,
in different states in
I put some
Nigeria.
celebrities there. That's shaking that. There are different ways you can shake that particular table. So I know some bloggers put it out there to actually take a shot at some celebrities who went, of course, who have done big weddings outside the country.
Yeah.
And it's more or less like, look, hey, come on, man. I really feel you are the shining light also when it comes to entertainment. Doing it here is a
It's not
major
such a
boost
bad
for us.
idea.
It's not such
True.
a bad
Yeah,
idea.
Well, it's good,
Well,
but
for
you know,
me-
for me, like, your wedding happens for
It's for you.
For most people, it
It's
should
not.
be once in your lifetime. For celebrities, it's different.
It's
so,
different, yeah?
so you want to,
It's
okay,
different.
before, since this is the first one, let me first try it in Dubai.
No,
Then after a few
no.
years, if it doesn't
No,
work
what are you
out,
talking
we
about?
split up. Then
Nobody
the next-
ever wishes to do it 5 million times.
Oh,
Some people do. Some
Okay.
people have that. Have
Celebrities
that as their
go
dream.
into it.
but on the
Celebrities
contrary,
go into it
you'd be
50-50.
shocked that the amount of money you use to do a wedding in Nigeria is probably a lot more than what you even use to fly people
In a lie.
abroad. No,
It's in a lie.
no, Mike, you
It's
ain't
in a
married.
lie.
No.
I'm
Really?
telling you, there's
Do I have
some
to be married to
events
If you're
here.
not flying them, if your guests are coming by
It's a lie.
themselves.
Yes, if they're coming by
lie.
themselves,
Oh no,
you are
I
not
agree.
spending
I agree. If
as
it's
much.
if you're hosting just 50 or 60 people
I'm
at your wedding,
telling you,
it's
it's
different
not as much.
than if you're hosting 1,000.
And
That's
in
what I'm saying.
Lagos,
Do you know what the exchange
in
rate is?
Abuja,
Ever
No,
me?
I mean, come
Mary,
on, look.
trust me.
What if I want to host? What if I want to host
You
20
should probably
people
go
here
and
in
do
Nigeria?
some critical
It's all
analysis.
relative.
It is not
Mike.
about
It's all
critical
relative.
analysis. You're going to have to pay for your relatives that are
I had
going.
my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
telling
when
you.
you consider the payments, you could even feed more people with that money.
Considering that the hall was probably about 8 million without food and drink,
It depends on where you decide to have the wedding.
I'm just saying.
Hall, 8 million.
Yes, so.
Maramoto Makoli. I'm
With
going to
8
buy my
million
house.
in this new.
The headlines in the papers. Yomi Entity have you on that one.
Thank you, Mike. We're starting with the Punch this morning and the headline, Killings. Danjuma's self-defense call, evidence of Buhari's failure, says PDP. Ex-army chief's call, an invitation to anarchy, says federal government. Taraba government didn't cooperate with us, says army. Federal government discussing possible ceasefire with Boko Haram, says minister. Debt recovery, NAS, to give more powers to AMCON. Obiano invites EFCC to new appointees retreat. 70-year-old ex-cop tackles Lagos firm over salary arrears. And Melaye petitions IG, the UN, US, UK, alleges threat to life. And then finally, unions threaten strike over Nigeria Airways workers' benefits. Nigeria Airways, wow. So, all right, that's what we have on the cover of The Punch.
On the cover of the Nation newspaper, it says, Danjuma's self-defense outburst sparks big row. Army not partial. Sage says it's in order. PDP, APC disagree. Keyamo seeks proof. Two quotes there from General Danjuma and General Danali on the cover of the Nation here. You can pick up a copy and check that out. Government, Boko Haram in ceasefire talks on page 45. Order of polls, bribe claims, rock National Assembly. Senators endorse Ambode. UBA's pre-tax profit is 105 billion naira. And that's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
The Daily Sun leads with the headline, Election Sequence Saga, Plot to Bribe National Assembly Thickens. Dapchi, Boko Haram abducted 113, not 110, says the federal government. 2019, Third Force Raises Committee on Choice of Presidential Candidate begins nationwide mobilization. Court cancels wanted tag on ITO boss Benedict Peters. Army replies Danjuma. Declares allegation as unfortunate. And UBA declares profit before tax of 105 billion naira. And then we have a couple of kids there on the cover of the Daily Sun at St. Michael's Catholic Church displaying palm fronds to mark Palm Sunday. All on the cover of the Daily Sun.
On the Nigerian Tribune, it says Danjuma's Defend Yourself statement. APC says outburst recipe for anarchy. PDP hails him. Statement unbecoming of an elder statesman, say the army. Lagos senators endorse Ambode for second term. On 2019, Buhari has not indicated interest. APC replies ACF, NEF, and others. And how CBN moved over 100 billion naira to Jonathan's residence ahead 2015 poll from presidency sources. This is nothing but desperation, says Jonathan's aide. Finally, 1 week ceasefire declared to secure Dapchi girls' freedom. That's from the federal government there. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
The Guardian has the headline, Why Nigeria May Miss Targets for Oil Reserves. Army faults Danjuma's stance, moves against illegal arms bearers. Aviation unions threaten strike over 45 billion naira Nigeria Airways pension arrears. National Assembly judiciary shun TSA remittances as remittances hit 8.9 trillion. Senators insist on overriding Buhari's veto over Electoral Act amendment. And finally, SDP mulls coalition to defeat APC in 2019. All on the cover of The Guardian.
And that's all we have time for on the newspaper headlines for now.
Of course, the newspaper headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. Be 100% sure.
Right.
So lots of stuff in the papers this morning.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Palm Sunday. We forgot to talk about that. And in the Catholic calendar, I used to be a Catholic way back.
Okay.
So in the Catholic calendar,
How
this
far
is
back is this?
almost 20 years now.
Okay.
In the Catholic calendar, this is Holy Week, right? Started yesterday with Palm Sunday, and then throughout, and then there's going to be activities throughout the week, and then it will be Holy Thursday.
Okay.
And then Good Friday,
yeah.
and then Holy Saturday,
Okay.
and then Easter Sunday. So that's how.
And then, of course, Easter Monday.
Oh, Easter
So it's
Monday,
going to be a long weekend for a lot of people.
Oh yeah. So this is when people go through that that time of cleansing, spiritual renewal, fasting and praying.
Hearing it from a Catholic's perspective, well, former Catholic's
Yeah.
perspective is really interesting.
So fasting and praying, preparing yourself.
Okay.
There's something called Stations of the Cross.
I think,
and all
you
that.
know what, we'll talk about this later. Let's go back to the kitchen. We have Mary and Beyonce on standby.
That's right. You're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning to you. Well, it's time to get cooking, and I know that we'll be making something with enough. What's the look on your face for? We are motivators.
Sounds like she's doing an advert. Like,
yes, you're welcome to the kitchen, and I'm starting my advert.
wow.
What are we
Hello,
making
guys.
today, Beyonce?
Yeah, we're making chicken raisin fried rice.
Chicken raisin fried rice.
Yeah,
Raisin.
yeah. This
Do you
is
know, I was
raisin.
wondering what the raisins were for.
Yeah, it's going into the rice. We're giving it like a Mediterranean twist to it, you know.
Okay.
So we'll be making use of raisins,
Well,
chicken breast.
before you finish with that, the ingredients are currently on your screen. Chicken
Okay.
raisin fried rice. That's without the G though. You see the ingredients there.
Without Ouija.
Continue.
The raisin, okay. Okay, so we have raisins, we have chicken. The chicken is, you can buy chicken stir fry, or you could just buy your chicken breast and cut it into pieces. We have red chilies and garlic. We have parsley. We have carrots, spring onions, runner beans. And this is our spice plate. Or
So
platter.
What
you
is
know.
this one?
This is Oriental 5 spice. It contains
You and this your 5 spice, okay?
cloves, cinnamon,
Yeah.
ginger,
Okay.
cardamom,
One more.
star anise.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all those Mediterranean, Indian kind of spice. Yes.
Okay.
So this is Italian seasoning. This is salt. This is adobo, and this is curry.
We have adobo back. I was thinking of even asking you to bring adobo next time. See that? And curry. I would have thought curry would be in the 5 spice.
Well, no. The 5 spices. It's a mixture of a certain kind of 5 spice, you know. So curry is on its own here.
Okay. So what's the process
you can come
like?
up with your own kind of 5 spice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they sell this 5 spice in. You can go to any mall, you know. But if you can't find malls, you could just substitute them. Just Google
What's,
Oriental
yeah.
5 spice.
And then you
See
get the
everything,
ingredients.
yes, and mix it up together.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be like this, but trust me, it's a good deal. Yes.
So the chicken, what was it you did to it? Because I remember it was chicken fillet. You just cut it up.
Yeah, I cut it into smaller pieces.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what do we do now? What's the first thing we're going to do?
The first thing we are going to do is we're going to saute our chicken.
Okay.
It's more like a stir fry process. We season it, we stir fry it. Then our rice has been cooked. We forgot to add the important ingredient, rice. We've cooked it and it's just chilling, you know. Basically, the best kind of rice to make you to do is the a day old rice. Yeah, the day old rice is better for stir fries.
Or basmati. I hear basmati is
Basmati is good, but it's still
prefer
a day old. You know,
Okay.
it's better. You know, because there's a way it looks. Right now, it's still all shiny and glossy and yum yum gummy. You know.
So what's the difference between the freshly cooked one and the day old rice?
Yeah, the day old it has all the moisture is out. You know.
Okay.
So right now, if you see if I begin to stir fry, you see the moisture and.
What if I want to play smart and I boil the rice and instead of allowing it cool, I decide to put the rice in the freezer? There are always ways around.
It doesn't mean you can't still cook your rice. You can't use your rice, but a day old rice is advisable.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what are we now going to do with this so that when we come back, we'll just go over the process again?
Yeah, so we're cooking, we're the stir
Sauteing
fry.
this.
Everything basically here is going into the pan. It's a one-pot recipe.
It's a one-pot recipe.
Yep.
So by the time we get back, you've seen us work our magic, more like. Well, let's have some exercise now with Mike and Benjamin. Hi, Mike.
I call him my name as if it's me and him that will do it. Thank you very much, Mary. Okay, so I've got Benjamin in the house this morning. Benjamin, what are we doing this morning?
We are doing no gym, no problem. If you have a little space in your house, you can do this exercises perfectly well.
Okay, take it away.
All right, we're starting with the squats. Squats pause. You're going this way and up. So you go down, you hold it for like 2 to 3 seconds, then you come up. Guys, are you ready? All right, come on, let's go. 1, 2, and up. All right, 1, 2, and up. 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 Now you can do this 25 reps or as much as you can go, maybe 25 reps, 4 sets, making it 100. Now we're going lunges, static lunges. We're going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you do this on one leg, you do 20, then the other leg, you do 20. That's for 1 set. Then you can do that for a total of 4 sets. Guys, are you ready? Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then you switch to the other leg. Don't lean forward. Just keep your spine straight. Are you ready, guys? Let's go. The other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure your knee doesn't touch the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now that's for lower body. We're moving to the upper body now. So we are doing spider push-up. Spider push-ups. Make sure that your core, you're fastening your core muscles for this. We're going this way. 1, 2. Are you ready, guys? Come on, let's hit it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you change to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now still doing push-ups, we're doing diamond push-ups. So this diamond push-ups targets more of your triceps and your chest, but mostly on your triceps. Guys, are you ready? Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your arms closer. 9 and 10. Yeah.
That's the much you can take now. We just have to rush off for a commercial break. And when we get back, we have Sheriff Badagmosi who will be joining us on the couch with some business talk. Don't go nowhere.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. So we're talking business now. And a business, especially one owned by individuals, is bound to go through many different stages before it can be considered successful and sustainable. But one key point for an entrepreneur is to be aware that there are some times that making profit doesn't necessarily mean that your business is doing well. Sheriff Gbadamosi is back. He's here to do justice on this particular topic, a financial expert to say the least. Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Okay, so it feels like a fine line, making profits and you know, having a successful business.
Yeah.
So why is it that having, you know, profit on paper doesn't actually mean that your business is successful?
Okay, when you make profits, which is fantastic for any business, and you know you're making that profit, there's the other side of it where that profit becomes cash. Okay. Because in today's market, a lot of people sell things on credit. Okay. Because they're anxious to sell. They want to say, okay, you know what? I want to push my product out there, so I'll just say, okay, either apart from giving discounts, I'll just sell it to you on credit, pay me back in about a week or 2 weeks' time. But you see, the problem with that is you start investing in the risk of not being able to get that money back from that person that you're selling to.
Okay, let me stop you there. So when you say profit, you're not exactly talking about cash. So no. Profit is on paper and cash is in hand.
Cash is in hand, yes. Profit should be cash, but when you sell on credit, profit is not cash yet. Okay. It's a future promise that cash is going to come at a later date, and that's always a risk. It's better to get cash up front, but we understand the way the economy is. Some people want to also sell on credit to be able to ensure that their business moves. Yeah. But some people also don't have the money to buy it, but they really want to buy your products. But you got to be very careful who you sell to on credit. So
I feel like we should change the topic to don't sell on credit. That should be the topic, because I'm thinking about the fact that, you know, people buy all sorts of things and maybe have, let's say, 70% of the money. Yeah. Like maybe the goods I want to buy are about 150,000, yeah, and I have like 120 now. Yeah. So as the seller, I'm like, 120K. I want this money. And the 30K doesn't really seem like it's a big deal.
Well, there are two sides to that. If your 120K also means that you make a little bit of a profit, why not? You can actually take that. But you as a seller would know what your margins are. You don't go around telling everybody, oh, this is a profit on everything that I'm making. Okay. So you can actually decide, okay, I could do this for 120 grand to make sure, but at least you have cash in hand, rather than selling the entire 150 on credit. So for instance, if you had 10,000 naira, right? This is how it works. Yeah. If you had 10,000 naira and if you sell something for 10,000 naira, yeah, and you made it for 8,000 naira, your profit is 2,000. Yeah. But if you sold it on credit, your cash is 0.
Wow.
That's exactly
what it is. So you haven't even got your initial capital.
You haven't got your initial capital. Now that 8,000 that is within that 10,000 you sold is your working capital, which is the money you're supposed to put back to buy a new product so that you can sell again for another 10,000 and continue the cycle of making that 2,000. Okay. Now imagine if a company or a business accumulates 2, 3, 4, 5 of this type of transactions. By the end of the month, you have 0 cash, but on books, you have roughly about 20,000 naira profit.
And your stock is out of the shop.
Your stock is out of the shop. Okay. Where do you get money from to buy new stock? So that's the dilemma.
So you end up going out, getting loans,
exactly,
borrowing from friends.
Borrowing from friends in the hope that your customers will pay you back. But you see, that's the thing. It's a hope. Because once you let something go, a product, and you don't get money back for it, the person that you've sold to, you don't know what character that person is. That person might just decide, I'll pay them back whenever, or I'll pay them back, or I wouldn't even pay them back at all. Some people are malicious like that. So you got to be very careful, depending on the kind of products that you sell or services that you render.
Okay.
Then you might be, I'm not saying you shouldn't give credit entirely.
So let's talk about the types of business now. So which types of business are at most risk of suffering from?
Fast-moving consumer goods.
Okay.
That's a big one in Nigeria.
Fast-moving consumer goods.
Which means that goods that consumers rapidly consume. Like, for instance, toiletries, food items. You can't walk into a TFC or you can't walk into an eatery. Sorry, I do apologize. You can't walk into an eatery and say, oh, give me a meat pie and I'll pay you back tomorrow. It just would not work. They'll say cash and carry. You can't go into a supermarket and say you're going to buy the items on credit. It just doesn't work. Those are fast-moving consumer goods because the next day you have to buy more because you eat every day, you use bars of soap every day, you use toilet rolls every day. So those are the kind of items, really. Things that tend to have a longer useful life for a consumer. Let's say carpets, let's say a sofa, these. I mean, you can sell these on credit. You tend to find a lot of these companies doing that. But what you find is that people that tend to approach these guys do have the money and the intention to buy these things, and they can't maybe. But what companies tend to do is they do their due diligence and say, okay, is this person credit worthy? Someone has to be credit worthy for you to extend any credit to them whatsoever. You can't just say, oh, because I want to sell. The next person that walks in off the street, I'm going to sell this goods to them on credit. You might not see them again.
Okay, so you know there are these local corner shop pharmacies, you know, there are these supermarkets, like really small ones that are just right there servicing maybe just one estate. And the estate probably has like 10 houses. And maybe, you know, there's one old man that lives at the end of the estate and his daughter is about to come back from UK, has money, you know, and this Baba needs medicine. Are you saying that this is my long-term customer of almost 5 years?
Oh, no. If it's a long-term customer, you can extend credit to them. No, because you've built up a credit relationship, with that person. So I would give credit, for instance, to someone that I know has done business with me for 2, 3, 4 years. These are long-term customers. And they've shown that they've always paid all the time. You can take a risk, but you wouldn't take a risk for a massive amount. You would take a risk for something that you think, okay, if I do lose this, I don't mind. And I'm willing to take that risk. And if the person comes back and pays, then you actually have built up credit rating. That's how you build up a credit rating. You test the customer over time. But I wouldn't say you just automatically from the first meet, you just go.
All right. So general consensus, credit is not really the best idea for small businesses.
No, it's not. For small businesses, it's not. It's better for you to actually just do cash and carry for what you're doing.
I have to say a big thank you to you once again, Sharif Badamasi. Honestly, please, what's your Instagram handle?
It's JPIN Consult, JPIN Consult.
All right.
CONSULT.
Fantastic. We will be heading over to the kitchen to see what they are up to in there. Mary and Beyonce are right there.
All right, you're welcome back to the kitchen. Beyonce has been very busy setting things up and all. A lot of chopping and dicing and
setting things in motion.
Yes. So we see. So what's going to happen now? We're going to put everything together.
Well, let's just sing Kumbaya.
I don't know him. I don't.
Okay. So we've chopped up everything we need. What we will need to start doing is piecing these things one by one. We're starting with, we need oil.
Okay. By the way, let's know what we're making today.
We're making chicken raisin fried rice. We're making use of raisins, chicken breast, red chilies, spring onions, runner beans, carrots, garlic, parsley, adobo, curry, oriental 5-spice, Italian seasoning, and salt.
There you go.
With vegetable oil. So,
vegetable oil.
You know.
Even with oil again.
You know. I mean, that mud, you know.
Okay. It just will start a fire. Then we'll be.
Okay. So, in this kind of cooking, what you need is a spatula. And you need your oil to get a little hot. Then we start with our garlic.
Garlic goes in first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saute it a little.
Of course, I can always use onions if I want to.
Why not? Please do add onions.
For those who don't like
I actually forgot my onions here. A little something, yeah. So you can smell the aromatics. You're building the aromatics already. And the next thing you want to do is Add in your chicken, yes.
I thought the chicken would come in. Okay, well,
No, you have to cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So you start by adding your salt.
Salt.
You know.
Okay.
I mean, that
What is in the mood today? I was just thinking the exact same thing.
You know, could you hold this? Just hold this, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, just hold it. A little bit of more salt, a little bit of adobo, you know, a little bit of Italian seasoning, and a little bit of five spice.
So you poured all this in the plate when you knew you were just going to use a little bit of a little bit.
You know, you just have to, So give it a good stir and begin to cook. You can smell it.
Yes,
I can smell
amazing.
it. I smell wonders, you know. Now, the
Five-star
next.
wonders.
So after cooking the
How
chicken.
long will this cook?
Yeah, when when you can see it's cooked.
Okay, that will take a bit.
No,
like a while.
not so long, like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah. How many times? What's the window for this?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. We can do this in 5 minutes. Yeah. So, yeah. You know, just try and take it around.
Okay.
Give it a good, you know, wherever you want to give it. Yeah. Ensure your chicken is almost cooked, you know.
You have to keep turning it over or stirring. Which one?
Just stir.
Just keep stirring.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
cooked. Like the parts that are already cooked, you flip.
Okay.
You get like all these parts here. They're yeah.
Just keep flipping the part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It just has to stop being pink for you to know it's ready.
Yes.
So
yes.
when this chicken is ready, what happens?
We're adding the rice. We're adding everything.
Everything
But-
immediately. But the rice
No,
goes
not
in
everything.
first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gradual. We'll probably add the vegetables.
Okay.
Then the rice.
Okay.
More seasoning.
Okay.
Chilies, raisins, and we're done.
All right. So we wait for the chicken to cook.
Yes.
So where were you up to last weekend?
I wasn't in Nigeria. I don't think I was in Nigeria.
You were still in South Africa.
Yes, I was.
When did you get back? Yesterday.
No, I can't even remember. I've lost track of time.
Today is Friday.
Yeah,
Good
I
Friday.
can't remember.
Yeah, today is Good Friday. Didn't you know?
No, stop it. Today's Monday.
You said you lost track of time. So I was trying to help you out.
You know,
So we
just
can
pick
find
it.
the track again. It's not ready. Almost. His mouth.
Just a pinch more. A pinch more.
All this pinch.
You know.
Our own is to taste it at the end of the day.
Yeah. So the next thing you want to do is add in your vegetables. Let's start with the chilies,
Chilies first.
runner beans. Spring onions will go last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's actually, you know, not so.
Doesn't require cooking at all.
Yeah. It's not so strong. So
So that in. So you
That
cook this for
in.
how long?
yeah. Just for about 1 minute.
1 minute.
1-2 minutes.
Then the
Building
rice.
the flavors. At
What about
each-
the raisins?
Yeah, we're adding it. At each step, I like to add a bit of more seasoning to it.
There's a lot going on right now. But it's time for commercials. Okay?
Wow.
Yes.
And for commercial.
Time flies like that.
So before we go for commercial, we're going to add the rice, add the raisin, add the parsley, add the spring onions. Bam.
don't know him.
Ta-da.
We'll be back. Stay with us. It's Wake Up Nigeria. All right. You're welcome, of course, to still Wake Up Nigeria. Blackface is one of the most recognized names in the music industry, especially right here in Nigeria. We'll be having a chat with him later on to see what he's been up to and why we haven't heard from him recently. But right now, he has a performance for us to get us moving. And it's an a cappella. So you'll be hearing a lot of his voice.
Okay, fine.
Take it away.
Yo, I'm right here. Yo, my mic on? Yo, say, the killings have to stop, you understand what I'm saying? So, why killing my people for no reason? For no reason. Oh, what a hard life we are living, where we are living. What's going on today? Lord, make this go away. This pain's so hard to bear. Say, small picking way, mama born, and never reach 5. And I know politics at all. Waiting friends just to having fun. Before them know, some men come with machete and some with gun. Them shoot them all. Them mama and them papa, them born. And those we hear them, they come, they run. Say now. My slaughter got to towards Amawa, innocent bloodshed for Taraba. They kill my people on a regular, with a phone on them cellular. But tell them make them stop the killing, no, and make them stop the shooting, no. And Pharaoh let my people go. We cannot take it anymore. Why them butchering innocent souls, killing another for what I don't know? What will it profit to gain the world and lose your soul? Wanna hear me so? Why them be butchering innocent souls, killing another for what I don't know? What will it profit to gain the world and lose your soul? Whoa, nkola dame, idomola dame. Whoa, nkabogbo ke say, benue yola dame. Mua, eyo higbe eyo dalokalo techong. Kema mahachu wada chikukujela polunu. Muameng ekibang odine. But how can you blow out a man's life like candle? Mothers and children too. You should be locked up in a zoo. Cause you're an animal got no human feeling, an animal. You're an animal. Take a look in your mirror, you're an animal. Tell them make them stop the killing, no, and make them stop the shooting, no, and Pharaoh let my people go, cause we cannot take it anymore. Why them butchering innocent souls, killing my brothers for what I don't know? What will it profit to gain the world and lose your soul? Jah protect your people, eh, and keep us safely from harm. But which kind of attitude you get for you to want to kill your brother, man? So what we really talking of when we should be talking love? Have we not had enough of the killing of innocent children? So take these killings away. Make we praise God another day. Zamana way. Kacho. Tell them make them stop the killing, no. And make them stop the shooting, no. Yeah, we need peace and unity, man. Stop the killings, man. That's all I got to say for you, man. Nice. I'm pleased to be here.
That's not a song to dance to. It's not a song to dance to. It's a song that makes you think deeply.
Yeah, I guess it's music.
Yeah, it's music.
Mainly to listen to.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot to discuss much later.
That's what's up.
And we will be having a chat with Blackface later on. But right now, we'll go on a break. And when we come back, there's lots more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
It's Monday morning and top of the morning to you, everyone. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
A brand new week. We're excited about it. Lots of energy in the air. Great food as well in the studio.
Yeah, lots has happened already. We had funny videos. We had lots of stuff.
Yeah.
But over the next 1 hour, we still got lots more.
Of course, there's Blackface coming to the couch to chat with us soon enough.
And of course,
Did you ever at any point
Stephen
dance
Omodri
Galala?
Igwe is also coming today.
oh yeah, Steven's going to be joining us to
Oh,
talk
you will,
about
should talk now.
brain reset.
You have to reset your brain some cases.
I think maybe he's going to show us, you know how on the device
Brain
you have
hack.
a reset button?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a reset button on your on your
I'll give you
anatomy
a
that we
dance
haven't
anytime.
discovered.
What? Really?
You want me to dance?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
please.
do that, do
Show
that.
it to
Mike,
us.
show us your galala.
No, there are some sounds you hear and you just
Mike,
think
I
of
know I
Galala
want to end it.
immediately.
Okay, I know maybe we could do something with Blackface at the end. You know that
Galala.
there's this particular song. Galala, no they won't them again.
Okay.
So with all your polish, you know this song. Swap, not the new dance
We
we
played
did.
that song on radio till it was going out of fashion.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I love your purple look. I really like it. I like the purple, the lilac. Yeah, I told
Okay,
you
you
already.
have to pay homage for liking it.
And I like Titi's dress too. It's really nice. I like the detail on the sleeves.
Yes.
Really
Are they
cool.
soil in the building?
Oh, okay.
She doing well.
Was she also this designer as well?
No,
or-
this is T-Fash.
Hey.
In fact, it's...
All these
really
designers
love
in
the
the
dress.
see, come, hello.
Shout
I
out to
design.
T-Fash. Thank
If
you
you
for
want to
this.
look like me, I styled myself. So just call on me. Zero.
Let him sell his market.
I'm trying to 08.
Yeah.
Mike Mesqueda across all hands. Just let me know. Ankara pounds if you want to look this nice and all that. Oh, hit me up.
Mike had a
I will
rethink
style
about
you.
that phone number he was about to put out there. He was thinking about all those babes that he has jilted in the
Oh,
past.
they will say, hey,
Hey, oh
I got Mike's number for you. Today is today. We are going to go and meet him.
Sure, you know that this was storytellers. Don't believe anything Harry
Wow.
and Titi say.
Wow.
Don't listen to them. I'm a very good boy. This is Holy Week,
His
please.
brain reset.
This is Holy Week.
should
Today's
talk
Holy
to
Monday.
Stephen.
Holy Week. We
Today's
talked
Holy
about.
Monday.
Yes.
Today's Holy Monday.
yeah.
Thanks
So,
for taking
so
topic,
no. This
It's-
Holy Monday. You know, we have Good Friday coming up.
It started from Palm Sunday.
Yeah, Palm Sunday. But no,
Sunday.
actually, looking back, in the Catholic Church, it's quite a very exciting period.
Yes.
Now, normally, the Catholic Church, there's no Hallelujah at this point.
Yeah.
Up until, Easter Sunday morning. And then it's always a great celebration. You know, that
In fact,
the
it's
celebration
from
of
Ash
the dead.
Wednesday, no hallelujah.
Exactly. From Ash Wednesday,
I
of
just
course,
said it,
Lent.
but-
That's where it starts, 40 days of Lent. And then, of course, when you get to that, it's always lovely. Sunday, Easter Sunday morning is, wow,
Fantastic.
superb.
Yeah.
And those-
And
all
then the
those,
hallelujah chorus.
Oh,
like,
God. You know, the passion.
I
and all
can't
that. It's quite very cool.
It's my
quite very
favorite
cool.
time of the year. I prefer it to Christmas.
It actually is.
Yeah.
You know, suppose like Easter, Christmas.
People
they rather
don't
have
know
Easter.
what Easter is like, especially for Catholics. Like, it's a big deal.
It's the headlines in the papers. Yomi and Titi have you on that one.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
My voice is sounding so about.
Go take something warm. Go take something warm. The Guardian newspaper says, why Nigeria may miss targets for oil reserves. NNRC puts loss to delay in PIB at $235 billion. Oof, big number there. Army faults Danjuma's stance, moves against illegal arms bearers. We're doing our best to protect Nigerians, they say. Aviation unions threaten strike over 45 billion naira Nigeria Airways pension arrears. It also says here, National Assembly Judiciary shun TSA as remittances hit 8.9 trillion naira. And finally, senators insist on overriding Buhari's veto over Electoral Act Amendment Bill. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
The Nigerian Tribune has the headline, Danjuma's Defend Yourself statement. APC says outburst recipe for anarchy. PDP hails him. Statement unbecoming of an elder statesman, says the army. 1 week ceasefire declared to secure Dapchi girls' freedom, says federal government. Electoral Act, senators garner 67 signatures to override Buhari's veto. Lagos senators endorse Ambode for second term. 2019, Buhari has not indicated interest. APC replies ACF, NEF, others. Tenure elongation, APC caucus meets tonight. Tinubu may submit interim report. And finally, federal government discovers 78,000 ghost policemen, saves 86 billion naira on personal cost and others. All on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
Sorry, what was that number again? 70?
78,000 ghost policemen, like 78,000.
1,000.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. On the cover of The Punch, it says, killings. Danjuma's self-defense call, evidence of Buhari's failure, says PDP. Ex-army chiefs call an invitation to anarchy, say federal government. Taraba governors, or rather government, didn't cooperate with us, says army. Federal government discussing possible ceasefire with Boko Haram, says minister. Debt recovery, NASS to give more powers to AMCON. Unions threaten strike over Nigeria Airways workers' benefits. Banks, tech firms combat 2.19 billion naira e-fraud with cyber insurance. And finally, Melaye petitions IG, UN, US, UK, alleges threat to life. A lot of petitions there. That's what we have on the cover of The Punch.
And finally, we have The Nation and the headline, Danjuma's self-defense outburst sparks big row. Army not partial. Sage, it's in order, and PDP, APC disagree. Kayamo seeks proof, and a couple of other writers there and people responding. And finally, North's governors begin talks with Biyeti Allah over killings. And finally, banks fail to adopt single rate on dollar asset reporting. That's all we have on the cover of The Nation and the papers for this morning.
Yep, that's all we have time for. And the newspaper headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. Be 100% sure.
We're heading on over for a quick break now, and when we come back, Stephen Omojube will be talking on the process of habit change. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, we all know how difficult it is to teach an old dog new tricks, like literally. Do you have a habit that you want to change? No matter what you have tried, you should be interested in this topic. Now, our discussion is focusing on how the brain works and, of course, a brain hack for habit change. And joining us this morning is Stephen Omojube, who's a life and relationship coach, talking about this morning. Now, we talk about habits and how, you know, once you've done something over and over again, it becomes your habit, your lifestyle, and what is in. Can we take a look at how you begin the process of change once you've discovered that this is a bad habit and I must change, so something must happen?
Yeah. Okay, so first, we're all bundles of habits, right? And like it is said, we form our habits and then our habits form us. And literally, a man's destiny is a product of his habitual activities, the things he does every time, which are what we call habits. So it's important to be able to change bad habits when you have a habit that might not lead you to your goals and your desires in life. It's very, very important to change it. But it's difficult to change it because, and this is the key, literally, when you do anything consistently, your brain changes. The form and the structure of your brain changes. And so when you want to do something else, you have to be able to understand how the brain works and be able to manipulate your brain to change your habits. And that's why simple things like willpower does not work. Everybody knows that. I'm sure you've tried it before.
Yeah.
When you
just say, I'm never going to do this again.
I'm never going to do this again. You set a resolution on the 1st of January. On the 2nd, you realize that you still have a lot of energy, right? It's still strong in you. On the 3rd, it's like a little less willpower. And then on the 4th, it's a little less until on the 7th or on the 10th, it kind of like, I can't do this anymore. And you crash back to your old habits. So let me tell you about something. An experiment was done where a group of adults were given a maths problem to solve, except that this problem had no answer. So it was an unsolvable problem. The real test there was to see how long they could persevere trying to solve the problem. Now, a group of them spent a long time trying to solve the problem. Another group did not spend a lot of time at all before they gave up. The interesting thing, however, was that the group that gave up easily were the same group who, before that experiment, were locked up in a room and there was a lot of good food on the table and they were told not to eat it. Now, it required a lot of willpower for them not to eat it.
The food, yeah.
And so when they went into the experiment to solve the maths problem, watch this, they had used a lot of their willpower because willpower is finite. You have a finite amount of willpower, and the more you use it, the less of it you have.
Right.
That's why, if you're watching, for example, you're not a bad guy because you set a resolution on the 1st and on the 10th you've lost it, because your willpower was used up. So we all must have a different way of changing our habits apart from willpower.
Okay, so let's talk about, because we're talking about habits now, and there are different levels of it. There are some habits that are not life-threatening.
Yeah.
There are some habits that are life-threatening, like maybe smoking or heavy drinking and some other things like that. So how But, you know, we're talking general now, and we're talking also steps.
Yes.
For change, so that you know that, and not just change, you're talking about lasting change, so that when I make a resolution, it's not just willpower. What are the other things that I should then be looking at in solving this problem finally?
Once you understand how the brain works, it's actually easier to change your habits than using willpower. So the key critical thing here is what psychologists call activation energy. Now, the brain works in such a way that it wants to conserve energy. And that's why you constantly want to do things. We're all pulled towards things that are easy, things that are convenient, things that do not require a lot of effort. That's how the brain works naturally. So you take advantage of that to change your habits. Let me give you 3 quick things you must do. So one time I was trying to get into the exercise habit. And so I wake up in the morning, and then I set the alarm to wake up at 5 and then go to the gym. And then I wake up and I'm thinking, okay, what gym should I go to? What exercise should I do? What part of my body should I exercise today? How long should I spend there? And before you know it, trying to make those decisions, I concluded, well, let me just sleep a little bit more. Yes. So the key is to make those decisions before you have to make the decision. Right. So before it's 5:30.
So is that planning then?
It's just taking advantage of how the brain works. Yeah. The problem is, in making decisions, your brain uses energy. So you want to get to a point where you don't need a lot of energy to do what you have to do. So you make the decision before you have to make the decision. So before you go to bed, you need to decide where to go for exercise, how long you should spend there, and everything. You make all those decisions so that when you wake up in the morning,
you're not spending energy.
You're not spending energy on making decisions, right? Then the second thing you can do is to clean up your environment to support your new habits. How do you do that? So what I learned to do was, I go to bed in my gym clothes, right? Because when you wake up in the morning, you need a lot of energy to get up, get into your gym clothes, tie your laces, and you want to reduce the amount of energy again you spend. So you act your environment in such a way that you have very little energy,
especially when you want to get up in the morning.
To get up. Let me tell you something. If you want to stop watching TV completely, throw away your remote control. The need to get up from your seat and go and change those channels will make it almost uninteresting anymore for you to watch TV. The fact that you have a remote control is what keeps the TV habit going on.
I actually discovered just recently, my kids had exams last week or so, and then when the cable subscription expired, I didn't pay for it because I didn't want them watching TV when I wasn't at home. And then everybody just got used to not watching TV for almost 2 weeks. And then I didn't even remember to pay it any longer. So it's what you're saying actually makes sense.
One of the things advertisers do and companies do is what they call the opt-in idea. So you're filling a form, and they've already opted you into some of the things they want to do. Maybe they want to send you newsletters. Because they know that rather than you checking out of that, opting out, you probably will not. Our brains always move in the direction of the things that are easy to do. So the key to changing your habit is to make sure that the new habits you want to acquire are easier to do. And then you raise the activation energy of the things you don't want to do. And that's exactly what you did there. Because every single time you practice something, your brain changes to fit the new things you're doing. Certain neurons begin to interconnect more, and then the connections are stronger. So when you took your kids off TV and they got used to it, it becomes, and you know, you can grow a family without television completely. But it's not just TV. It's, for example, you have a habit of getting too much on social media. Now, we all need social media. But if you find that you're always going to social media, a simple thing you can do to hack your brain is take off the app off your phone. Delete the app, so that each time you want to go to Facebook, for example, you have to launch Chrome.
Or go to the website.
You have to go to the website, and then you have to input your email and then put in your password. You realize that the fact that you have to do all of that, the next time you pick up your phone habitually to want to go to Facebook, and you realize that you have to launch Chrome, you just put your phone back. It's a very simple but effective way of changing your habit.
So should we say then that the best way to get rid of an old habit is to replace it with another one? Is that what you're saying in a nutshell?
It's one of the secrets, but it's, I mean, it's a common secret. You replace it with a new habit, but it's how you do it.
Right.
How you do it is the critical thing.
Because sometimes even your new habit, you can then, still have your new habit and still be doing the old one.
Yes, you can still have your new habit and you can still be doing the old one. But there was something you said before we got on here. When it comes to vices, when it comes to alcohol, or maybe you're watching pornography and things like that, you need a little bit more than a hack in your brain. Because when it comes to addictions, there are a lot of dependencies at work there. There is a chemical addiction, dependency in your body. There are the emotional dependencies in your soul. And sometimes there are the mental addictions of your mind. I mean,
you have to
mental
go
dependencies,
deeper.
you have to go deeper. Maybe sometime we'll talk about that.
Right. Okay, so now that people are already beginning to understand that, okay, I need to, in order for me to change this habit, you talked about exercise. So I'm a bit lazy, and now I'm understanding that, okay, I need to prepare before, making the final decision. Now, what are the things I now need to do on a daily basis to ensure that I maintain this lifestyle and ensure that, continuously, I'm moving in the direction of the good habit and leaving the bad habit behind for much longer than than before. So before I know it, is 6 months, is 1 year.
Interesting question. Another very important hack for your brain is to take small changes at a time. For one, you don't want to be working on your weight, and you're working on your social media addiction, and you're working on this and this and this all at the same time. So you want to take one habit per time. And then when you take one habit per time, you also want to take small chunks. You don't want to, and everybody who's tried to lose weight, I mean, the women are probably laughing now. Every woman who has tried to lose weight understands this. You lose 5 kilos, you use a lot of willpower because you're doing keto and all of those things. And then you do it for 2 months and then you're back and you're hitting and you're doing all that. The key to sustaining an habit change is to take small chunks. That's why every single time people who understand this and talk about lifestyle changes, take small chunks. You do small chunks such that your brain does not even notice. Because the problem is, each time you try to move away from something that is habitual, your brain counters that. It fights that because the brain is designed to help you preserve energy. And the brain knows that if you try to move away from things that are habitual, you're going to use more energy. And it's a survival instinct. So you trick your brain by taking small chunks. You kind of circumvent all of that circuitry in your brain, and then you take small chunks, you're introducing small changes, and your brain does not even notice it. So rather than going on keto and doing all those drastic things that may work,
make it gradual.
Make it gradual. Take small changes, and then after making it, by making small changes, your brain does not notice what is going on. Before you know it accepts it, new neurons are connected, your brain changes, and then it's permanent.
Wow, thank you so much for this. We're going to talk about vices and really, really bad habits maybe another time, probably next week as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Morning. I hope you learned something from that. Take small steps. We're going to go on a break now, and of course, when we get back, we'll be sitting right here on the couch with Blackface.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. So we have Amedu Augustine Obiabo. Got it. Obiabo. Got it.
Obiabo Niyema.
Hey.
That's
okay.
good.
All right. So he's better known as Blackface Naija.
Blessed.
And of course, he's a Nigerian dancehall reggae singer, songwriter who was a founding member of the now defunct band, Plantation Boys.
Plantation Boys.
Honestly, really, I wanted to sing along, but there's still some lines for me to read. The group released 2 successful albums and split up in 2004 to be briefly reunited in 2007 before they finally decided to call it quits.
Yeah, after the split, Blackface led a solo musical career and released the hip-hop album Ghetto Child in May 2004, collaborating with a number of artists. He also recorded a full album for his crew, The Tribunal, and of course, so many things still going on.
In between.
That's what's up.
All right, so welcome to the studio.
Welcome to the
My
studio.
pleasure,
It's been a
man.
while.
Thanks for
People,
having me, man.
you know, people
Thanks
who haven't heard from you in a while are wondering what's Blackface been up to. So just let us know what you've been up to recently.
Basically, I make music for a living. So I've been doing music. But I know they might not see me like maybe on the media or maybe like on televisions and stuff, because, some ethics, you know, political undertones are there in almost in everything now.
Exactly.
You know, so, but I still been making music, and I put an album out, you know, like last year. It's called Defender Volume 1, and I'm getting ready for the Volume 2, which is called Rising Sun. Okay. Defender Volume 2, you know, so I'm just getting ready to release that album, and I've been working and just making music.
Nice. We heard you perform, we watched you perform a bit earlier on today.
I sang,
there was a message in the song.
And I just wanted to mention, you know, as part of what TT is saying is that you sang without any instrumental accompaniment. You wanted to use your voice and the rawness of that voice, and even in the morning like this. So tell us the message, you know, that you were trying to pass across.
Well, I wanted them to feel the passion in my vocals of how hurting it is to see how they kill my people and kill Nigerians, you know, just for no reason, whatever reason they are doing that, doing all those. I really don't see it as, it's not a reason at all. It's not human, you know. So I just wanted them to feel like, you know, there's no gimmicks to this. I do this for the love of it. I do it because it's my passion, it's what I want to do. And I just want to sing for the people, make them happy. You know, if my music can add 1 or 2 values to your life, then so be it. If not, you know, at least I do my own bit. That's just what I'm trying to do.
Oh, nice, very nice. You know,
there was actually a lot of texture in his voice.
Exactly.
Even in the studio here, we've had many different performers, and I noted that your voice was carrying the whole room.
That's the mark of a professional.
Yes.
Well, that's me. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. I remember those times when we used to record. They always used to tell me to move back away from the mic because I'm very, very loud. I could hit that to the ending of the stadium, you know, hit it. Even with no microphone, I could go that.
I remember, you know, speaking of when you started, I was in the Unilag when you guys, you made the Plantation Boys came for several shows and everything. And, you know, it was amazing to me how you would stir up the whole student community. So you'd had like 10,000, 20,000 students coming. And that period, we'd never seen any acts like that in Nigeria, where you would actually see like 20,000 people in one concert. And, you know, Plantation Boys was doing this, and you guys were so young at the time. So I just want to talk about the journey and, you know, right now what the relationship is between the three of you, you know, you, Two-Face, Two-Baba now, and Faze. What's that relationship now? I mean, you guys are like brothers, right?
Really, I won't lie to say everything has been rosy with us, but I know that some things come because some stuff have to be settled and some stuff have to be taken out of the way. You understand? Because people disagree to agree. And if I'm playing with you on the same field, you are my teammate, and you're not playing like I expect you to play, or I'm moving slower, you're definitely going to call me and say, yo, you're moving too slow, man. These guys are going to beat us. You've got to move faster. And that's the way teamwork works. So, you know, but we've had our differences and we've had some misunderstandings, but there's still room for us to still make up if they really want to make up and know what it is for us to be as a team. But right now, my music is really over my head right now. And I have, I think I can rely more on myself than trying to rely on other people. You know, so I just want to concentrate more on myself, but there's still room for that. And we can always bring back the good times because the fans want to see it. They don't want to see us fight. They don't want to see us quarrel. They just want to see everybody happy.
I mean, I personally don't want to see
there's
you
enough, there's enough problems in our society already than for we that should be their role models or people that inspire them to be having those kind of fights. They're still not going to all go well with them, you know. So that's just...
Speaking of the music, you talked about the music just now. Do you have this like anxiety of the fact that music has kind of moved away from the genre that you pushed out there back in the day? So now what people are listening to sounds very different to what, like for instance, what you perform today is not something we hear every day now. Not what we hear in the clubs bumping all the time.
You know, how am I going to put this? You know, there's growth and there's change, you know, and nobody expects that the industry when we came would just be stagnant as the way we were doing what we're doing, or we're going to be the only artists to be vibrant and performing. Definitely, there's room for other people to spring up. And so they must always also come with their own vibe. And coming with their own vibe will also mean we too have to brace up and you don't really have to change your style, but you just have to know your own genre, what you want to do, and stay on your level, because I can't be sounding like them, and they can't be sounding like me. Exactly. So you just have to do what you can do and do your own music. I take my time and do mine. You know, you can go and listen to Don Williams. Does not mean I can't go and listen to Shino Peters. Right. Okay. You know, it's different music. One is cool, and one is jiggy. You know, so it's still music. It's for the listening. You know.
Thanks. All right. I mean, we don't have that much time more, but you know, the fact that some of the Titi was just talking about, you know, the style and the fact that you've kept, you know, that style consistently and all of that. Talking about collaborations, are we going to the kitchen?
Yeah, we're going to the kitchen. While we're talking, let's go to the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's head to the kitchen. So we're talking about collaborations, and you know, you still have that reggae feel about you, which is one of the things that people actually do love about you, and all of that. So are you thinking about like big international reggae collaborations? And if you were, who would you bring up?
Yeah, thanks. If I'm to do a collaboration, there's so many artists out there that I would love to work with. There's so many. Right now, internationally, let's say I like to work with someone like Sizzla Kalonji. You know, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's a very, very, you know, conscious musician, and has been speaking about the truth for a long time. And then there's some other artists. In Nigeria, there's some other artists I like to work with as well.
Nice, nice.
So today, you're welcome to.
So that's Mary. I'm sure you know.
Mary and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Nice. What are you standing on? I don't understand.
It's like 9 inches. Well, this is what we made today: chicken raisin fried rice.
So tell us about
raisin fried rice.
We did not make her. I made it. Why are you saying we now?
Who made it?
She helped out.
What did she help? She was doing promo. And today we're gonna make and today we made chicken raisin fried rice, and we added raisin and chicken into it, and we added rice, we added red chilies, we added
what kind of accent is this?
carrots, runner beans. Just the way you make fried rice, but twist it.
Okay, so let
Blackface
taste the food, please.
After all that long story.
I want my glass to see the thing well. So I go see the again. No, I don't need knife for this one now.
You don't need knife? Okay.
Man, I just see as it be. Chief.
Yes.
Now you do them because me no get excuse saying I should do them.
You're supposed to chop everything with the chicken.
What do you think?
This is good.
All right.
He likes it. He likes it.
It's yours.
That's breakfast.
Please,
thank you.
Breakfast. Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, so we have to round off the show for this Monday morning. We hope that you've been motivated, informed.
Yeah. And of course, a big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories, and of course, Fola's Place for styling our hair.
That's right. Thank you, Fola.
Yes, thank you to Blackface. Thank you to Sharif Badamosi and Stephen Omodrigwe.
Amazing
we
show.
love you.
We're going to be back on Tuesday tomorrow at 7 a.m.
All right.